Topping the news at 5:30, evacuations are underway in Florida as Hurricane Milton churns toward Tampa Bay. It's all happening as people are still picking up the pieces after Hurricane Helene made landfall in the state less than 2 weeks ago. We are now joined by Major Annette Locke, who leads the Buffalo Salvation Army, about how they're helping for both of these storms. Major, thank you so much for joining me.
Kelsey, thank you.
Let's talk about Milton. How are you preparing for Milton? I know a lot of crews are already down in the south.
They are.
With helping with Helene.
That's right. So the ongoing response recovery teams will be working throughout Helene, identifying areas where they need to be continuing to serve as the teams are preparing for the impact of Milton. They have the one good thing about the Salvation Army is that we're in 6,400 communities across the country. So even before Helene made landfall, the Salvation Army was there. We have teams that are prepared and ready for mobilization, and so teams all across the southern United States were ready. They got into place, and they've been serving into week 3 now. They will repeat that, look at this storm coming, prepare, restock warehouses, gather the resources, and they'll be ready when the storm hits.
Let's take a look at a map of everywhere you have canteens set up across the southeast in the wake of Helene. This is a list of all of those places. Hundreds, thousands of volunteers are helping in the wake of Helene. What is a canteen? How are they helping?
Yeah, so a canteen is like a mobile kitchen, really, that's ready for response. And so they are, teams are prepared to serve through these mobile canteens, and then they are dispatched or deployed into areas that are needed. Most of them had fully stocked kitchens so that hundreds or thousands of meals can be prepared each day. We also partner with many agencies or groups that are in those communities to be able to prepare the resources that are needed, large amounts of food that are needed, and then they are served from those canteens. In addition to the food that's prepared, there are cleanup kits and hygiene products and tarps and blankets and all of those things that are needed that are provided through those teams that go out in the mobile canteens.
Wow. A QR code is on your screen. It has been on your screen. You can scan that and donate directly to the Salvation Army to help with all of these efforts, by the way. How long will crews be down there?
As long as they're needed.
Yeah.
The crews that are there, as our volunteers, have been there now for a couple of weeks, and some of them will be replaced. They'll be sent home or to other locations where they may be deployed into Florida. But the crews themselves will be there for weeks to come, sometimes months, depending on what this recovery looks like.
How many Western New Yorkers have called you to donate and go down there?
We've received a lot of calls. The response has been great. Right now, John Hagelberger, whom we're going to speak to in just a few moments, is our only representative from Western New York. But as you said, hundreds of volunteers have been sent on there, most of them through the southern United States that are there. As these storms continue, as the impact grows, they'll be reaching further into the central and eastern parts of the country for more and more volunteers. So those individuals who are calling us are being linked together with our Director of Emergency Disaster Response and can be deployed to that region as the recovery efforts continue.
And quickly here, what do you guys need most?
Most right now is monetary donations. Our teams are in place to be able to gather the resources locally or from the closest places that are able to access them and then fill up those warehouses, get them immediately out there. It takes a lot of personnel for the organizations to be able to manage physical donations that are sent down there. They don't turn them away, but it's really the monetary donations that have the hardest impact or the strongest impact on those regions where we're serving.
Major Annette Locke, thank you so much for what you're doing. You mentioned John Hagelberger. He is the Director of Operations for the Buffalo Salvation Army. He's been helping in Georgia since Helene hit.
That's right.
We talked to him last week, and John told us power was expected to be out for weeks where he was. We're checking back in with him now. Hi, John. You're in Vidalia, Georgia. How are things looking down there?
Hi, Kelsey. Hi, Major. Good to see some familiar faces, first of all. Much improvement down here, really, in the last week. Hats go off to the power companies. When I got down here in this area, about 95% of the area was without power. Within the last week, about 90% is back on power. About 70,000 people are still without power, but we've made enormous progress here.
Wow, that is huge because there was the expectation it could have been weeks without that power. So that is very, very good news. Tell me about all of the food you guys have given out. You sent me a bunch of photos. We're going to play those photos right now in a little scroll. And there was a crazy list you sent of all the meals and times that you were giving those meals out. Explain what that's like.
Yeah, it's been nonstop, both lunch and dinner. To date, we've served in the state of Georgia 175,000 meals. And over 100,000 drinks. It's been a constant effort by all the volunteers here. We've done an incredible job. As you see the pictures, my hats just go out to everybody. We worked as a team with the Southern Baptists who prepared the meals. You can see our boards up of who we're feeding and how many. It's just been a tremendous effort.
Nearly 200,000 meals. That's just in Georgia. The Salvation Army does have crews in all 7 states that were impacted by Helene. So that is multiplied by 6 or 7 because there are so many other crews in many other states from the Salvation Army. What are people saying
That's
to you,
correct.
John? And how are people kind of getting through this tough time?
Yeah, people have been wonderful. I mean, countless times we get thanked for coming down. People have been great. It's been great to work alongside of them. We've really helped a lot of residents. For some of them, been without power for 5 or 6 days. We are the only ones giving them food and water, so they're super appreciative. It's just been a truly amazing operation and very self-gratifying.
Are they getting through? Are the trees getting cut down? Are their houses getting kind of unburied from this storm?
So all the roads are open now, but no, there's still a tremendous amount of trees down. It's going to take them a while to get everything cleaned out, but the roads are all passable. There's still lots of wires down, obviously not live, but what the power companies did is they came through and put temporary lines up to get everybody as best they could up with power, and then they'll go reconnect them later on. For the most part, all the roads are open now. Just still a lot of trees down, a lot of damage. I think they need to wait for insurance companies to come and assess damage, et cetera.
Yeah. How long will you be down there, John?
So we're actually going to be heading to Atlanta tomorrow evening, and then we're going to hunker down and see what Milton comes, and then we're going to reassess and deploy people down to Florida as soon as we can. So our operation, we're going to keep an operation here in Vidalia, but half of us are going to Atlanta, Georgia tomorrow night, assessing it, and then sending and deploying more people down to Florida as early as Thursday morning.
All right, a lot going on. John, thank you for all your hard work. Don't know when you'll be back here in Buffalo, but hopefully you get a lot of hugs when you get back here. You've done a lot of nice work. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelsey, and thank you for bringing it to everybody's attention. Can't thank you guys enough.
Absolutely. Crazy to think that as they are now still recovering from one, another is coming. While the nation braces for Milton, there is a dire need for blood donations in response to Hurricane Helene as well. Helene halted many blood drives down south, so the Red Cross is hosting dozens of drives here in Western New York to stock up on blood. The next 3 drives are tomorrow afternoon in Buffalo, Lewiston, and Attica. Anyone who donates gets a $10 Amazon gift card. You can find this information on our local drives on WIVB.com under the Found It On 4 tab.